Does this sound familiar? You get up in the morning and then you're running around all day long without any breaks, nonstop. Or you're going into work and then you're working long hours, long days, and then you get home and you still have a bunch of stuff to do when you get home. Or maybe you have a side hustle that you're doing in addition to your day job and you're working all evening, every weekend, and you just don't have a break. Now, we all know it's important to take breaks, but I know what you're thinking. You're saying, I don't have time for a break. There's just too much to do. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips on how to add breaks into your day, even though it's busy. So if that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned. But first, if you are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I am Diana with The Joyful Dabbler, and here on this channel, I do videos relating to mindful living, minimalism, and meditation, and things of that sort. So if that sounds interesting to you, please make certain to hit that subscribe button down below. I would really appreciate it so much. Thank you. And now let's get on into that video. Tip number 1 is to schedule breaks into your calendar. So if you're like most people during the workday, you might tend to get sucked into your work, especially if you have an urgent deadline coming up. You might think, oh, I just have to get a little bit more work done, a little bit more. I'll take a break eventually. I don't have time to do it right now. So you end up just keep going, and you don't end up taking a break at all. Now, this can result in an actual loss of productivity, and it can also result in what is called decision fatigue. And this is where your reasoning skills and your analytical skills can actually decrease over the course of the day due to all of the countless decisions that you're making with no time to stop. So in order to ensure that you don't forget to take your break, schedule it into your actual calendar, like an actual meeting. Now, when you're at work, if you have a meeting scheduled with, say, your boss or your coworkers, you're going to be less likely to just dismiss it, right? You're going to want to keep that meeting. Treat this as the same sort of thing, with the attendees being you, your mind, and your body. And if you stick to this calendar appointment, then it'll help you to actually get those breaks that you need in order to raise your productivity levels back up to where they need to be. Tip number 2, how you spend your break matters. So if you find yourself with a tiny bit of break time, what do? Is the first thing that you do take out your phone and start flipping through your emails and your messages and your social media? Is that what you tend to do during your break? Now, unfortunately, this isn't the sort of thing that's going to help reset our minds. Instead of letting our minds take a break and rest, what it's actually doing is overloading our mind with extra additional stimuli that we don't need and that actually may make us unhappy to look at. If you'd like tips on how to detox from your smartphone and social media, I do have a video that I have done on this exact topic, and I will have that in a card up in the corner as well as in the description box down below, so check that out. So instead of picking up your phone and looking through social media, do something that will refresh your mind. Go outside, go for a walk, even a walk around your building will do wonders. This will help reset your body, your mind, and walking, believe it or not, also stimulates creativity. So if you find yourself in a bit of a writer's block or mental block, then taking a little walk around can help jog your mind just a little bit. In addition to walking, meditation is also a great way to spend a short break. You don't need to meditate for very long at all. Even a few minutes can be beneficial. When I worked in the corporate world and I was dealing with tough, stressful situations, one thing that really helped me is to step back, put some earbuds in, close my eyes, and just listen to a 3-minute guided meditation. And listening to this helped me feel like I was stepping back from the situation, and it helped me to feel so much more renewed after only 3 minutes. I do offer a lot of meditations on my channel. I'll have the playlist for those linked up in the corner as well as in the description down below. Tip number 3 is to meditate while waiting or traveling. So one of the wonderful things about meditation is there's no right or wrong way to do it. You don't need to be sitting down having 5 to 30 minutes just to meditate. You can be doing other things while you're meditating. Basically, what meditation means is focusing on something specific. It can be your breath, it can be your body, it can be a certain sensation, but you're basically focusing on a specific focal point. You're giving your mind a break from this constant wandering, constant thinking, constant analysis by focusing on something in particular. So what you can do is you can meditate while you're doing other things that are on autopilot. For example, while you're waiting in line somewhere or you're sitting waiting for something. Normally, you might take your phone out and start scrolling in those few minutes that you have. But instead of doing that, try taking 5 minutes to meditate while you're waiting in line at the grocery store. And you can do a breathing meditation. You can focus on your breath, deep breathing. You can do a mental scan of your body, noticing any sensations that you feel in various parts of your body. Or you could meditate while you're traveling, while you're walking somewhere, or while you're driving somewhere. Like I said, meditation is basically focusing on something in particular. So when you're walking, focus on the experience of walking. Focus on the way it feels when your feet hit the ground, the way it feels when your arms are swinging at your sides, what the air feels like. When you're driving, you can be meditating. You can focus on the sounds around you. Feel the hum of the engine in the car around you. And just concentrate on the experience that you're doing. And that can help to free your mind and give it that mental break that it needs. And this way, you're not taking time out of your day specifically to meditate. You're doing it while you are accomplishing something else. So you don't need to feel guilty at all. I do have a couple new videos that are just 3-minute meditations. I will have those linked in a card up in the corner as well as linked in the description down below. So feel free to check those out. Tip number 4, take one day off each weekend to relax. So don't you just love when you have a holiday during the week? Say you're off for MLK Day or Veterans Day, or you take a day off from work, and your mindset just changes in general. You feel so much more relaxed. Now, imagine that you could have that same feeling every week. This is possible. So here's my suggestion: to take a full day off every weekend. And before you dismiss this, before you tell me I don't have time to take a full day off every weekend, I have too much stuff to do, stick with me here. Listen to my last tip after this one, and I'll show you how you can do it. So stay with me here. So during this one day off each weekend, take that time away from work. Don't check your emails. Don't check your calendar. In addition, try to remove any obligations or appointments from this day. Try not to run a lot of errands or do a lot of chores on this day. Just take this time to relax, enjoy yourself, spend time with your family. And after just this one day off, you're going to feel so much happier and you're going to feel more ready to jump back into everyday life. So I started doing this while I was working in the corporate world. And at first, it was a little bit mind-boggling. I did at first think to myself, oh my gosh, I have to start fitting 7 days worth of stuff into 6? And at first, it was definitely something to get used to. But I made it work with my schedule, and there were certain things that I was just like, I don't have time. And I put that one day off as a higher priority. I wanted to take that time off, take that rest day. And so I started moving my appointments. I started moving my chores, moving my errands. And you end up putting more stuff in your evenings and in your mornings before work in order to get it all in. But having that one full day off every single week, it feels like a mini holiday. It feels like a mini vacation. I would find myself looking forward to Friday evening so much because I could stop. I could relax. And I would enjoy myself for a full 24 hours. And then by the end of it, then I would be ready to get back into the week again. I would actually feel ready to jump back in. So I promise you, if you actually try to do this, it will be worth it. And I'll show you in the next tip exactly how you can do this. So here's the tip you've been waiting for, tip 5. And this is learn to say no. Now, there are always going to be so many different activities vying for your time. There's always going to be stuff that you need to do, or that you feel you need to do, or that you want to do. After all, who doesn't want to live life to the fullest, right? But the thing is, if you say yes to everything, or you say yes to too much, then you find yourself overstretched. We just wear ourselves out. The fun things that we've put into our schedule, we're not able to enjoy. So you've got to learn not only to say yes to other activities, but to say yes to yourself as well. So once you learn to say no to certain activities, now you've freed up a little bit of time. So at this point, it's important to not try to fill that free time with something new. What a lot of us are going to want to do is when we get rid of one thing off our schedule, we're going to want to push something else in. And then we're busy again. But here's the thing. Once you've removed enough activities from your 7-day schedule, then you'll have a little bit of free time accumulating. And as this free time accumulates and you don't fill it back up again with something else, you can use this time now for breaks throughout the day. Or you can put it all during one weekend day and therefore take off one weekend day each week. You now have the time to do that. And trust me, if you take those breaks or you take that one day off each weekend, you'll be so much happier when you move into whatever's next. So that's it for this video. I hope these tips are useful and helpful to you. If you've used these or if you have other ways of fitting breaks into your day, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear them. If you liked this video, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you in the community. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you again next time. Thanks, everyone.